Hello, everyone. I am Tessellating Hexagons, and there's a country that I like, and also I have a guest, and it's the pre-show review of the final, and this time tomorrow we'll know who the winner is, and would you look at this? I was censoring someone with my flag.
Yeah! Hi, I'm Europezgal08!
Ah, that was shrill. This intro is a mess because Stockholm's public transport system is a mess. But yes, yesterday we went to the jury final of Eurovision. That's where we got these flags from. Oh, but Tess and Lozzie, why don't you have UK flags? Because we like Grosh and Sipey Poo. Fight us. Final review. Once again, no idea how it works, so I think it's just talk about the big five in running order and also the host. And we have a slight advantage in that we've actually seen their postcards and their jury performances, and yeah, Croatia.
Sipey Poo, but they're not Big Five, or Sweetie Poo. The first country in running order. She says as Tess flings his flag all the way across the room.
Destroy the hotel room. The first, I was going to say Belgium, no, they opened the show, and they also won the fake voting.
Yeah! Anyway.
Italy. She cute.
Yeah.
I like her outfit. Her staging is adorable.
Why was she at the end she was holding out is it a turnip?
It's a seed!
She's like you and Honey Pop. Here, take my seed.
So, Italy, I still don't find the song as engaging as some people would like me to. It's grown on me a little bit, I will admit that.
Yeah, same here.
But I still think it doesn't hold a candle to some of her other songs, like L'amore esiste, but that has not stopped artists at Eurovision in the past. For instance, Polina Gagarina, A Million Voices is nowhere near as good as Shagai, but it still came second. So, clearly, if an artist sends their song that's not their best ever song, then they'll still do well? I don't know, they've staged it beautifully, though. That's very atmospheric. She's on, this little grassy island in a body of water, and the water's really pretty, and there's also these white crayon-y graphics, and there's stuff behind her, there's a balloon and a load of other random shit on stage, and those things are hidden in the rafters above the stage for the entire show. They're just up there, they're there while all the other countries are performing, you just can't see them.
Imagine if one of them, dropped on their head. Nah, let's not imagine that.
Bearing in mind that balloon looks like it's made of glass or perspex or something, that would probably hurt.
Yeah.
Well, it would hurt if it was made of glass as well, but it'd be kind of funny in a really morbid way. I wouldn't wish it on anyone, though.
No.
Maybe Mons.
Yeah.
I just got 2 emails at once! Kicking off a 3 times combo of auto qualifiers back to back to back. Sweden. France, if I was sorry.
But I'm not sorry, no.
Yeah, that kind of sums up my opinion here. Yes, it's alright. It's an alright song. The staging is pretty much the same as Melodifestivalen again. I hate it when they do that.
Why do they do that?
Just switch it up, please. Have some variety. I know Austria's staging is similar to the national final, but they've used the national final as feedback to how to make it Eurovision. Whereas Sweden, at least 2 years in a row, if not more, they're just copying their national final performance, and that's oh, you really do think you're the bee's knees, don't you, Sweden?
Yeah, it didn't work for Denmark in the semi-finals, which was practically the same staging.
Although, that said, though, with Nordic countries, it doesn't work if they stay the same, like Denmark and Iceland. It doesn't work if they go different, like Norway and, well, actually Finland. Well, Finland was different as well. Because, in fact, I think Finland would have benefited from keeping a national final performance. I will say that, because of the letterboxes and the zoopy-doopy sideways.
Germany!
Oh, Jamie Lee Kravitz. I still love her song.
Yes! Queen, Slay, and all that jazz.
I still think there's something of a mismatch between her costume and the staging. But she makes it. If it was any other artist, I would have much more reservation about it. But I think she rocks the dress. It doesn't match the song, but it matches her, and she matches the song. So in a weird, convoluted way, there is no degree of separation with her costume. Also, she slays live vocally. But then again, I feel like everyone certainly in the jury final, actually performed really well live, even Azerbaijan. I know, surprising. Anything else to say about Germany? That they are a knee full of germs? No? Deutschland!
France!
Actual France, as opposed to budget France with an S instead of a C, and they couldn't afford the E and being Swedish. So actual France, a mere very planety.
Yes. Not how I would have staged it personally, but...
I mean...
It works!
It works better than I would have expected it to. Because the staging is like stars and planets and twisty titties. Okay, maybe they were ribbons. I can't tell sometimes. Sometimes I confuse ribbons with nipples. It's a great song, and it works really well live. Like, it's one of those ones where people can be stomping and clapping along with it, and it's a jolly rip-roaring good time. Oh, yes.
Could you be any more British?
Hang on, let me get a cup of tea. Spain.
Say yay, yay, yay. It was a song that yayed.
Basically, the same as France in that it got people feeling themselves goodly. It got people feeling good. My only objection is, partway through the song, you know how in the music video everything goes quiet and she stops and it's like, oh, everything's depressing and it'll set the mood for the second verse. She just does a pratfall on stage and it's awkward to watch, and you know that it's staged because the lights just all conveniently go out when she does it. So what's the point? Because you see her fall over and you think, oh no, something's gone wrong, but the lights go out like a fraction of a second later and you're like, oh, well then, now I feel like an idiot for being worried. Sorry for caring about you, Spain. But, I mean, it's all in good fun, so maybe that's just me being salty Tess. Like a little piece of Tess licorice. But this is a good song. It's a clever bit of staging. I will give her mad propulation there. I feel like that's already a word.
Well, at least it was a professional fall, unlike Russia's falls during the rehearsals, which were unplanned accidents.
Unexpected item in the faceplant area.
Yeah.
And rounding out the auto qualifiers, It us!
Yay, UK!
The UK getting thoroughly shafted by the running order as usual. But good song. We have a good song. Hopefully we'll stand out for a change because the jury rehearsal was actually really good.
Yes.
Got one of the better responses from the public of the night, like from the audience. Because there were some songs that got responses and some that just got responses that weren't as respondy. We had people singing along.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I was singing along with almost all of them, but
that does, yeah.
You could hear people joining in with the "they don't need to know." Uh-oh. Yeah.
And they don't need to know, and that is why they are on stage and not me.
Yes. But the people were singing along with that. The atmosphere was great. We're not hyping them up because they're the UK. Although by the end of the fake voting, we were third in the fake voting at one point.
Yeah.
And we still finished on the left-hand side of the scoreboard. We were the highest scoring of the big five and auto qualifiers, but then Italy and Sweden kind of snuck in above us. But that's just the fake voting. Which, Czechia won the public televote part of the fake voting. The fake public love Gabriela Gunčíková. And Belgium still ends up winning, but, I mean, it's whatever. Now, a word on the new voting system. I did have my reservations about that, because I thought, surely it's going to be fairly obvious who's won anyway, and I think in the contest proper it might still be, but certainly with the fake voting, it actually did ramp up the tension, because the way it works is they have the 42 countries voting like they normally would, but they just give out the jury points, with the spokespeople now, they say on screen, so-and-so gets 12 points from the insert country here jury, so they do clarify, although they said Montenegrin and Moldovan. I'm not sure those are words.
Montenegrin.
It's Montenegrin, not Montenegrian. But I don't know.
No.
The point is, it says from the so-and-so country jury rather than just from whichever country. So they really want to hammer home this is just the jury. With the juries, they now show the points from 1 to 10 rather than the top 7 points and then the top 3. I think this is their way of reorganizing the time so that they have time to do the televotes so the spokespeople only read out the 12 points. But I feel like that was put into place to make it take less time. But it makes it take longer because the spokespeople spend longer having their unfunny banter with the hosts.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
I wonder if Iceland's going to bring that puppy again. Was it Iceland?
Yeah!
Iceland had a puppy! Their spokesperson was a dog. And there was a human there as well, but I mean, their spokesperson was a dog. That was cute.
And then Verka Serduchka had his mother, and they just did a game of musical
nothings.
Stand.
Musical stand. But yeah, so the spokespeople are only supposed to read out the 12 points because you can see on the bottom of the screen 1 to 8 and then 10 points. And then they'll read out 12 points and yeah.
Yes.
And there's a bit of a delay between points going onto the scoreboard and the scoreboard readjusting to be in number of points order, so you can track your country more easily, I suppose. So no objections there, but it's not supposed to take as much time. It takes longer because there's more banter. And then once all 42 countries have allocated their jury points, then they say lowest televote score, number of points, country. And then number of points, country. And they do that for the bottom 16. And then when they get to the top 10, they start ramping up the drama and getting all intense. And they slow down once they reach the top 4 televote points. They'll have, like, in the 4 corners of the screen, green room views of those countries. Like, for the jury final, it was the Czech Republic, Germany. Those were the top 2. And then, Hungary and Belgium, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have those on screen, then they'll say, okay, and the 4th place televote winner is, and then this dramatic pause, with so-and-so number of points, dramatic pause, name of country, then it'll zoom in on that green room area, kind of like the Oscars, actually.
Mm.
And so they'll have the green room reaction, then they'll amp up the drama, then we'll be back to having 3 countries on screen, kind of like how I arranged the prediction results in the semi-finals, and then rinse and repeat, and then the top 2, rinse and repeat, and then you'll know who came first of the televote, but they'll be really cagey about how many points they got, because you could work it out, because it's, 2,460 points to give out from the televotes in total? Something like that. So you could theoretically work out how many points this last country has got and whether that's enough for them to win. But you'd have to be following the maths really anally, and so it's essentially impossible to predict unless you know that the jury and the public are going to have agreed on the winner. And unlike in the fake voting, that's much more likely to happen, unfortunately. But overall, the system works a lot better than I thought it would, so I have to give them props there.
Yeah.
Clearly, Sweden is better at organising a jury system than they are at organising public transport, but that's saltiness for another time. So what else do we have to say?
I don't know.
We could have a brief discussion of the running order, I suppose. Not much to say. It's a bit harsh that they've put the Czech Republic second. Like, congratulations, Czech Republic. This is your first ever final. Have the slot that never wins.
But they might win, though.
Well, I mean, they won the fake televoting, so who knows? Italy. I think, is this the earliest they ever performed in the modern contest? Because I was saying, in the car, on the way to the airport, on the way to Sweden, to yesterday, that Italy never get shit running order draws, and here they are performing 6th. Which is close to shit, but, like, not. Like, it's the earliest not shit slot, I think.
Yeah, it's the only one that's also, like, not double digits. I mean, yes, it's double digits because 06, but, like, it's not like 11 or 23 or 27 or whatever. Like,
yeah, song number 27 out of 26. I suppose Hungary's kind of getting gypped because they were early half in this first in the semi-final, and their first half here as well. And
have they got the same running order place?
Possibly. To the Wikipedia. No.
Oh.
4th of the semi-finals, 5th in the final. That's their place, not their place. Running order, not points.
Okay.
Sweden in between Bulgaria and Germany. Yeah, they're going to get swallowed up. I mean, you could cheer for the host nation as much as you want in the live arena, but Bulgaria's huge and will slay. Germany's really impressive. Sweden's just kind of there.
Yeah.
Part of that block as well. Sweden, Germany, France all in a row. They sure are countries.
Yep.
And then Australia closing the first half. Are we really surprised by that?
Not really.
Of course, they'd give it the pimpiest slot they could. Speaking of pimp slots, Croatia, Russia, Spain, Latvia, and Ukraine are the main pimp slots. But I mean, the main focus here is, of course, Russia would get a pimp slot.
Of course. I mean, you have to hype up the Russia train, toot toot.
And that said, for the past 2 years, the winner has actually come from the first half, which is the exception rather than the rule. But I mean, I suppose I am slightly salty in the same way that I was salty about Sweden last year, that Russia's going to do well no matter where you put them in the running order, so why are you giving them a pimp slot? That's kind of a middle finger to another country like, say, Serbia or Cyprus or us, who could benefit so much more greatly from having a pimp slot. But no, you give it to a country that's going to do well anyway. And that's not a comment on their LGBT policies. I'm just upset because I think their song is overrated. Fight me. Anyway, speaking of us, song number 25 out of 26. EBU, please stop screwing the UK over no matter which half we draw. When was the last time we had a decent running order draw? I want to say 2013, but that was kind of a null year because Bonnie Tyler.
2011?
Because if we get drawn in the first half, we're either song 1, 2, or 5. If we're in the second half, we're either last or second last. EBU, give us a chance, please. It wouldn't hurt to give us a decent shot for once.
We performed in this end of the table in 2009 and we came 5th, so can't be.
Yeah, but that was randomly drawn, whereas I feel like under the deliberately selected system, we've never had a good running order draw. Maybe next year, EBU, because we're getting a bit sick of being gypped like this.
Yeah.
And that just leaves Armenia after us, and a weird choice to close the show, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because I would have thought that'd be one of the Pimp Slot songs, because it sounds like a Pimp Slot song, and...
Pimp Slot Slong. Pimp Slot Song.
Pimp my schlong.
I'd rather not.
One hell of a live performance as well.
Yeah. Queen, Slay, and all that.
Not really much else to say. She's Armenia, she's closing the show. Then there's Justin Timberlake. And now, could someone please fill me in? Is Justin Timberlake supposed to be this huge international star? Because I swear, I thought he was, just on a similar level as Nicky Byrne, just kind of not quite washed up has-been, but dangerously close to it. Because they were hyping up in the show as, oh, he's won so many Grammys, so many American awards, and I'm thinking, well, why do I only know him as this 90s singer who's had his day? Like, is he really this big star? This might just be me. This could be completely a me thing.
He was part of NSYNC in, the 90s, and then they split off in the early 2000s, and then Justin Timberlake had a few hits here and there, which was that Rock Your Body song that they performed at the beginning of the interval act. And then he's just sort of been meandering between relevant and not relevant, so... He's more famous for his acting roles than he is for his music, really, so...
It could just entirely be me there. Maybe he's only at the contest at all, just so he could go up to Lithuania and say, hey, I want my NSYNC back. That's just been a running joke with me. Could we make any predictions from here? Nothing that I'll actually carry forward and put in tomorrow's video is, oh, look at how analytical I can be about my own predictions and shit. But just, what are our thoughts now? Because Russia kind of tanked in the fake voting, but that was fake voting, so...
Yeah, they'll probably, slay and walk it through for the real thing. I kind of hope they don't, but...
Yeah, I don't want Russia to win because that would be an insult to all the songs that are better than theirs. Fight me. There are songs that are better staged that aren't as blusterful. There are songs that have better lyrical quality. There are songs that are much more up to date. And yet the fans just like it because, oh, it's big and loud and bouncy and in your face, and I like it because I've been told to like it. That's just how it seems to me. And if you do genuinely like it, fair enough. But some people are just swept away by the visuals, and it's the song contest. And yes, staging is part of the definition of song in this context, but don't just vote for, ooh, he had a screen again. I'm just saying that there are winners amongst the running order that are a bit more meaningful. Like Croatia. That's not the Croatian flag.
I would get it, but it's all the way over there.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't object to Armenia winning, or Armenia. Maybe Ukraine. Maybe I wouldn't be upset if France won. I think my mother would be, but I'd be okay with it. So
Israel. How would you feel if they won?
Yeah, whatever. So none of this was a prediction. This was just us bitching about various countries. But I think that's our pre-show review. So I have been and will continue to be Tessellating Hexagons.
And I have been Europezgal08.
Cyprus isn't a number.
Neither is 22. Bugger you.
See you tomorrow when we finally know who's won. Expect saltiness, probably, maybe, I don't know. We will see you then. Goodbye.